Hey guys, quick lesson and review on subjects and predicates. So we are going to jump right in here. This should be a review for you, but we'll practice a couple. You can do a couple practices, and then you can take your quiz when you're ready. So let's get started. Okay, so we know that it's Cinco de Mayo this week, so let's talk about subjects and predicates. A complete sentence has two parts. So we know that a sentence has to have two things. Has to have a subject, has to have a predicate. It can be a short sentence, but it has to have both parts of this, or else we call that a fragment. So a fragment is basically not a sentence. So a sentence has to have a subject, and we know that the subject is who or what the sentence is talking about. That's our first part of a sentence. Usually it's almost always on the left side. And if you can ask yourself the question, well, who or what is this sentence about? Then you know the subject. The predicate is usually on the right side of our sentence, closer to our punctuation mark, and it tells what the who or what is doing. So it's explaining what the subject is actually doing. Now, we can think of a really short sentence. I ran. Is that a sentence? Yeah. I, who or what is the sentence about? I, what did I do? Ran. So it's a subject and a predicate, and it has two parts, so it is a full sentence. So let's get back to our practice examples. Now again, remember our strategy for splitting our sentence. We like to split the sentence between the subject and the predicate. So I am going to use my blue pen here to split our sentences. So the first sentence is, the actor danced across the stage. So think in your brain to yourself, ask your question to yourself, who or what is the sentence about? Right, it's about the actor. So the actor, so we're gonna split our sentence right down the middle. So the actor is our subject, which is our noun. And then our predicate is on this side of the sentence. And what did the actor do? Dance around the stage. And we know that usually right after our predicate is the verb, which is dance. Okay, next example. The tiny flowers looked beautiful in the garden. Who or what is that sentence about? Good, the tiny flowers. So we're gonna split our sentence right here, the tiny flowers. And what did they do? They looked beautiful in the garden. So our predicate is backside of the sentence. I'm gonna underline that twice. And our subject is the tiny flowers. Our noun is flowers. Tiny is describing it. That is an adjective. And what did the flowers do? They looked beautiful. So there's our verb, usually right behind where we split the sentence. Let's try a few more. George and his friends played football in the field. Who or what is the sentence talking about? Good, George and his friends. And what did George and his friends do? So George and his friends is our subject. What did they do? They played football in the field. Again, George and his friends. So we see right here that this sentence actually has two subjects. We know that one is George and the other is his friend. So that would be a compound subject. And what did George and his friends do? They played. So that's our verb. All right, our next one. The bulldog snored all night long. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about the bulldog. And what did the bulldog do? So we have one subject. That's our noun, the bulldog. And what did he do? He snored all night long. So our verb is snored. Remember, an action verb is something that you can do. This one might be a little tricky, so let's pay attention. The tiny brown acorn fell from the tall oak tree. Think about this one. Who or what is the sentence about? And then we have to split it. And then think about what that thing did. So the tiny brown acorn fell from the tall oak tree. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about the tiny brown acorn. So this is where we have to split it. And our noun is acorn. Tiny and brown is describing the acorn. And what did the acorn do? It fell. So our verb is right after. The next one, Jesse's father baked cookies. Who or what is this sentence about? Jesse's father. Good. Jesse's father. And what did Jesse's father do? Baked cookies. So we see father is our noun. Baked is our verb. Okay, last one here. The television in the living room was unplugged. Who or what is the sentence about? Again, if you ask yourself that question every single time, you should be able to identify the subject of the sentence. The television in the living room was unplugged. Who or what is the sentence about? Right, it's about the television in the living room. Now this one's a little tricky. So we know our subject is the television in the living room. So what's the main thing that they're talking about? Are they talking about the television or are they talking about the living room? Right, they're talking about the television. So that's going to be the noun. And what was the television? It was unplugged. So this is our predicate. And we see that we have a helping verb here that we know because unplugged is a main verb and the helping verb is was. So again, we see our predicate here on this side, which is our main verb is unplugged, and we have was as our helping verb. So again, watching the couple videos and doing the practice sheet and now watching my video, you should be able to dominate your quiz this week. Now, I want to make sure that you read the questions carefully because some of them are going to ask you about the complete subject, which is basically just what we did. And then some are going to ask you about the complete predicate. So make sure you're reading the question carefully and understanding if it's asking you the subject or the predicate, because some will ask you for both. So take your time and go slow. All right, good luck.